Tekken 8, the new era of the Iron Fist tournament. Is it living up to the hype? Let's break it down. The good, the bad, and the downright heart-snatching ugly. If you ever rage quit or scream at the top of your lungs during a match, you're gonna want to stick around. And if you actually are enjoying this, then maybe you can appreciate the unique take that I will provide. Yo, what's good, Tekken hitters? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Swanee. Today I'm diving headfirst into Tekken 8's current state, its mechanics, characters, online play, and whether it's the next great evolution of the series. Spoiler alert, it's a roller coaster and it's not always the fun kind. But it's like having cake for the first time. You take that bite and woo child, you're addicted for the rest of your life. Whether you're a day one fan or just curious about all the Twitter drama, this video will break down what's working, what's not, and what makes Tekken 8 the beautiful, chaotic mess we love or hate, depending on the day. But before we dive deep, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss the tea I'm about to spill on Harada's Casino Fighter. First, let's talk about the good. First of all, y'all, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I am loving Tekken 8. I embrace all of the negatives that come with Tekken 8. Sometimes, yes, I rage too. I'm human, but I really enjoy this game. This game is really fun. This game does a good job at triggering your dopamine receptors when you do win and rank up, even though you don't get any rank rewards. That's a whole different video, by the way. It does a good job at making that adrenaline pump when you have 1 HP and you come back and win the round in the final round for that set clutch. Man, there ain't nothing like it. So let's go ahead and start with what Tekken 8 has been nailing, because for all the complaints, there's a ton of gold here, and I'm one of the few ones, it seems like, that actually does enjoy this game. Let's talk about the heat system. Love it or hate it, the heat system brings serious energy. It's like giving every character a cup of coffee and saying go wild, or in the case of Warang, giving him an 8-ball of cocaine and telling him to go wild. It rewards aggressive playstyles, but still leaves room for mind games. Sure, I've gotten bodied by it, but hey, it's spicy and we love spicy. Pro players like me have been dissecting heat strategies, and it's been fascinating to see how differently it's used in tournaments. It's not just a gimmick, it's a game changer. But for newer players though, the system can feel like it's stacking the deck against you. I mean, nothing's more humbling than thinking you're doing fine and then getting heat dashed into oblivion. Or how about Heihachi getting a literal buff the third time he goes into heat? Warrior Instinct is stupid, by the way. I might as well do a whole entire single video on that. But anyway, when you are the one landing those heat combos, however, it's a chef's kiss. Nothing feels better. I love the heat system. I think it's a great addition to the game. A lot of people that are fans of Tekken 7 disagree, but I feel like it makes the game more fun, more challenging because it adds more knowledge checks. Yes, it does add more constant 50-50s with the heat mechanic. However, like I said plenty of times, I enjoy it. I think it adds more adrenaline to the fights and it makes it more fun, and it always makes me come back even though after I tilt. Next, I want to talk about the visuals. Can we all talk about the visuals though? Unreal Engine 5 said, hold my controller. Tekken 8 isn't just a game, it's an art gallery. The visuals on this game are fucking beautiful. Like some of the stages, like the urban rooftops, are so detailed you could probably point out individual bricks. Like even character designs got a refresh. Kazuya's suit, immaculate. Jun's return, iconic. And let's talk about how thick they really made Asuka. Like let's take a little break for the video and talk about how thick they made Asuka in Tekken 8. Like woo! The curves on her. I need to go to Japan and get me a Asuka. Anyway, don't even let me get started on Lara's new coat. That man got the drip. It's like a fashion show meets fist fights. It's the kind of game you pause just to admire and then unpause because, well, you can't pause online and your ass is getting comboed. Let's talk about the roster variety. The roster is shaping up beautifully. Whether you're into technical fighters like Nina or love chaos with characters like Reina, Tekken 8 is catering to all play styles, and that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy this game. Even Kuma and Panda mains are eaten. Like I fought a Panda last night when I was playing Lars that was absolutely cracked out of his mind. I got 3-0'd the first time, but then I won the set because I caught on to his little cheese he was doing, and then he ended up plugging. Typical Panda player, right? Seeing pros like Arslan Ash bring diversity to the roster in tournaments makes every match feel fresh. Who knew Claudio would be a sleeper hit of the season? And who knew that Devil Jin would get nerfed even though Yoshimitsu was fucking overpowered? But look, let's not act like it's all sunshine and rage drives, alright? Tekken 8 has its fair share of issues. Some small, some soul crushing. First and foremost, I need to talk about some of the balancing issues. Balancing feels like it's still in the beta stages. You got Claudio hitting like a truck, while characters like Asuka feel like they're fighting with foam swords. Some movesets also feel way too forgiving. You whiff a move with King? No biggie, just suplex your way out of it. Try that with Yoshimitsu and you're eating a counter hit combo to the motherfucking face. Watching pros adapt to the balance changes is impressive, but for casuals, it's a steep hill to climb. A little patch love wouldn't hurt, but we know that shit ain't coming until after the Tekken World Tournament. By the way, who do y'all got winning the Tekken World Tournament? I think Nee might do it, but Arslan's definitely been training, so we'll see. Back to the topic. Speaking of casuals, Tekken 8 isn't exactly rolling out the red carpet for new players. I mean, the introduction of the heat system is more casual friendly, but still, the tutorials are there, kind of. You got to do some digging in the replay, learn how to lab properly. Speed Kicks even joked that Tekken 8 is the Dark Souls of fighting games, and he's not wrong. There's a certain pride in learning it, but man, this shit is a grind that I'm addicted to and I love. We love Tekken for its depth, but there's a thin line between challenging and punishing. In Tekken 8, it tap dances all over it. Real talk. Now for the part that makes us all want to punch a hole in our fight sticks or our door, the online experience. First, we need to definitely talk about this netcode. The rollback netcode is better in Tekken 8, but let's not pop champagne just yet. Lag spikes are still ruining clutch moments, and nothing screams, this shit is fun, like losing a match because the game decided to drop frames mid-combo. Rollback frames are the death of me. I fought someone last night that had 180 ms on a wired connection in the United States with rollback frames of like 32, and it was just, I just had to play small Tekken, just poke and jab. Harada promised smoother gameplay, and while it has improved, it's not perfect. Maybe Tekken 9 will finally bless us with lag-free matches, fingers crossed, but unless Elon Musk makes that Starlink more available, I highly doubt it. Next, some of the personal gripes I have are the matchmaking issues. The matchmaking system feels like a fever dream. You're either stomping beginners or getting obliterated by pros with custom outfits, and their outfits intimidate you before the match even starts. One minute you're fighting someone spamming lows, and the next it's a Kazuya main that's been maining Kazuya since Tekken 2 on the PlayStation, wave dashing into your nightmares. Balance it out, please. I feel like the online system is definitely very randomized. Of course, ranked is a pool of chaos to begin with in any game that you play, but a lot of other competitive games do a good job at kind of balancing out the ranks. However, because of the Tekken prowess system, it does make grinding rank a little bit hard for those players that haven't reached their desired rank on their main, because now you're facing more experienced players on a different character, but the fundamentals are still there. So they still know how to sidestep, how to duck punish, how to launch punish, how to whiff punish. They still know that. They might not know the combos and the timing with their new character, but they still have that fundamentals. And for a new player that's coming up without those fundamentals, that's why a lot of people get stuck in red ranks and early purple ranks on their main characters when they're new. Overall, I feel like the matchmaking system definitely needs some work. I touched on this before in my video on why Tekken 8 is toxic, but going into a little bit more depth, the netcode definitely needs some work. The matchmaking issues are intense, and let's not forget about plugging and rage quitting. Sure, love me a plugger. It actually is hilarious. I personally think it's hilarious when someone plugs on me. It actually boosts my ego. It's like, damn, I'm kicking your ass so much that you had to leave the match, and now you're staring at the title screen. You're probably pissed too, biting your lip because your grandma's in the next room and she said if she hears you cussing again, she's gonna take away your Xbox, and you can't do that because you can't live without Tekken 8. Harada, please! Here's the thing, Tekken 8 isn't perfect, but it's got potential, and it's one of my favorite fighting games ever. The devs seem to be listening, at least if we scream loudly enough on Twitter, like all the other Twitter heads. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not Twitter anymore, it's X. Who gives a fuck? Same thing. Pro players like KYs are already experimenting with wild strategies, showing us that the game's depth is just scratching the surface. And with it almost being a year on the market in January, the patches so far have addressed key complaints, but with more tournaments on the horizon, Tekken 8 is only going to get better. I promise you, Tekken 7 had growing pains, Tekken 8 will as well, but so far, this is my favorite fighting game next to the Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. So, is Tekken 8 the best fighting game ever? Not yet. but it's one heck of a ride, and I'm excited to see where it goes. With that being said, what's y'all take on Tekken 8? Drop a comment below and let me know. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss more Tekken talk. And let's be real, more rants about characters in this game. Are you one of those players that are hard stuck in the game? Watch this short video here giving you tips on how to overcome those hurdles. Peace.